Alright, happy Friday. It's been a while since I've made a video, I think. I've been slowly picking away at this first part of November here, so we're still finishing up. This is a superstar video, but I did, if I can get the camera to reach, probably not, but I did get that side all patched up. It looks really nice. Here, let me grab the other camera. But we're in the very first part of November, so that means we're still kind of polishing up the finishing touches. I'm deciding what kind of words I want to use here. Finishing touches on the doozy. So right now we're at the point where I'm just kind of playing the game and making adjustments as needed, because that's what we do at the end of the refurbishment, because I don't want to have to go after them once they are delivered, and fortunately that has not been the case yet, but hopefully you can see here we did get some wood patch, and if you kind of profile it up against the side of the cabinet, you can see it's really smooth, looks nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any color matching or not. I think I'll try to, just to make sure I can get the colors to look presentable. I mean, it's not going to be a perfect match. We're not doing a full cabinet restoration on it. So, yeah. So what have I been doing since my last video on this? We got part of the top of the playfield stripped off. I've been doing some more relay and switch stack adjustments, so it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot's been done. We're starting to get some of the pop bumper pieces dropped off. Tomorrow I'm going to shop around for maybe some Mylar, colored Mylar, maybe at Hobby Lobby or something like that. On the Superstar that I own, and maybe I've already told you this, they had like a blue Mylar go all the way around all these pop bumpers. So that's a thing with my game, and I'm pretty happy with it, and that's how I bought the game. I didn't do that myself, so maybe if I can add that on this machine, it'll look better. I mean, it's not horrible, but you know, if there's room for improvement, we can do that. Maybe get some light going in here. We'll get a little bit of work done. I have plans to pick up a comet, cyclone, and hurricane this afternoon. So between now and then, we'll get a little bit of work done on Superstar. I still need to put LEDs in the back box. There's that one switch. Remember earlier we adjusted that switch stack right here, or we put some hardware in it, and now the blades are really close together, so I have to go in and adjust that, because if I start up a game, it like pulls in the one. Let me see if I can. I got it powered up, so let me. No, why doesn't the start button? Well, Williams is so weird. They're kind of weird. So now it's stuck on the one, and look at my back box GI. Look at how that's flickering. Maybe we got a something. Oh, that's probably that main power relay that needs to be adjusted more. We still have to fix that. But when I turn the game off, this is going to go to 1 because it's pulled in right now. So the only way to do that is kill power. Yeah, I think that's what it did. I wasn't looking, but it's because I restarted power on the whole row of pinball machines. So, yeah, organization's not very good this morning, but we'll go ahead and keep taking the plastic pieces off. That's booting up. We have pin sound on the Indiana Jones, so let me get some tools going here. We'll get some work done. Maybe I'll say something intelligent. Maybe I won't. Probably not. Unpause. Yep. Pause and unpause. I've never actually watched one of these videos before, believe it or not. So I don't know what the real effect is when you pause it and unpause it, because my speech is probably like back to back and it might be kind of choppy, but hey. You know what I'm about to say next, right? So I won't say it. If you've been watching all these videos, I know some people have. Yeah, I think at this point my game plan is to kind of get everything taken apart right here, and then we'll adjust all of our switches with the plastic set off. We're going to start replacing parts up on top here, and then what do we want to do? Finish adjusting our switches, and then get everything put back together. I'm going to take the pop bumpers apart this morning too. And what else? Hey, I always kind of find it funny on these old games. There's always like mysterious hairs that get on these playfields. Like, I'm guessing these operators used to be stressed out or something. I guess being an operator must have been very stressful, because I always see like these hairs just laying around on the playfields. So, don't know why that is exactly, but that's just a thing I find. I do have a FedEx or a UPS box here that I'm putting my plastic set and all this miscellaneous hardware in. I'm going to put these back in so I know where my posts go. We'll clean up the posts later at a separate time. But that way when I step away from the game, and I don't completely forget where things go. Because as you know, I Sometimes I work on this stuff half hour at a time, and other times I'll get the cameras out like this and make a video. I haven't done a live stream in a while. Dave and I are looking to do a live stream again here soon, hopefully. So, we got that out. We got one more plastic left. Go around here. My room's starting to get a little bit messy. You can see I'm kind of looking at the floor as I walk around, since I don't want to trip on anything. Alright, plastic sets off. That was easy. They already had the nuts off. So we got new lane guides, right? We always got new lane guides on our refurbishments. We got new pop bumper caps, new pop bumper bodies. Let's get those caps off. Phillips. How are my cameras looking, by the way? They're pretty lined up. This one here is kind of just, I don't know. I kind of move it around. I use it to point at things. So looks like we've got some more relay stacks to adjust too. I got that bracket off the, I gotta order a new, I gotta see if I can even get it. Forgot it was turned on. Yeah. Williams, like I always keep saying this, Williams has a weird thing. It's like you can push the button to turn it on and it doesn't quite turn on, but then as soon as you get the ball in the outlay and then it'll turn on. I don't know. I always thought they kind of had a weird way of doing things at one point in time. Oops, one more screw. Now these pop bumper bodies, they're kind of, I mean the color of them is so pasty, it makes it seem like they're not bad a shape, but, you know, I got some cracks right here. We got everything apart, let's just replace them. It's kind of the way to do it, you know. Yep, see there's a cracked one right there. That one's completely damaged, that has to be replaced. I already dropped that one. I'll take those other ring and rods apart. So I'll probably unplug the game. We're going to be moving the playfield around a little bit. Got to find a place to set this. Honestly, that's going to be the garbage here eventually. Because we're getting new pop bumper caps, and I have a little bucket for all this stuff. There it is right there. Nuts off there so those don't go flying. We'll get those all polished up later today. Trying to stay organized. I think I can pause it for moving the playfield up. Yeah. All I did is unplug the game and move the playfield up, but yeah, what I was saying earlier is there's that hose clamp on there. I'm going to try my very best to see. I've been keeping an eye online to see if anyone's selling one. I thought I came close, but it was a Bally. And just the way the mechanics are, it just didn't line up quite how I wanted it to. It's not about what you want, it's about what you need. So I think that's good right there. Let's drop the rest of those pop bumper assemblies tools. Whoops. We're unplugged so we can do whatever we want. You got to get the appropriate nut driver for those. Probably this guy here. I can tell because there's a little bit of wear right here, so that tells me I've used this thing on a bumper assembly probably more than a fair share of times. We'll have to get a soldering iron on here and desolder those so we can get the whole bumper assemblies out. These nuts, I always put these nuts on this rail right here. Yeah, that main relay there, that's kind of been causing me some problems. I think it might need to be adjusted a little bit more. When I start a game, it turns off, so I don't know if that's over by the score motor or what the deal is with that. That could just be a simple switch adjustment somewhere. We just got to find that out. That's going to be later on. You could take those flipper assemblies down too. Get those out. Nice thing is about this game is they put a huge bridge rectifier. I don't know if you can see the camera's angled up that high, but there's a pretty fat bridge rectifier in here, so that makes these pop bumpers a lot more snappy. So if you have like a bad coil sleeve or something like that, in my opinion, the mechanics are a little bit more forgiving because you have so much more power going to these bumpers, but we're going to rebuild them anyway, as if that feature was not in there. It's not just about rebuilding it to give it some stronger action, but we also want to check for damaged parts. Because like that one right here, this guy, this is the, that pop bumper body was completely, in fact I can tell this is loose right there. You can hear that plane going overhead. Yeah, one thing's worn out, chances another thing might be too, or on its way out. So now I got to figure out a nice trick to remember which one goes where, and this is pretty easy. I've got a wire going right to the spoon switch. If you got a lot of bumpers that are all close together, I just like to keep an eye out to make sure I don't crisscross any coils to bumpers. But if you start putting one thing in wrong, you're going to eventually figure out what you did wrong when you try to put the other one back in. You know, like if I put this coil down here or something like that, then it's like, well, where does that one go? So then you'd figure it out. But if you can save a few minutes that way. Kind of putting my hardware wherever. That's fine. Yeah, these aren't that bad. Sleeves aren't that bad either. But again, since we had some broken brackets right here, I'm just a little more conscientious now about checking these brackets to make sure everything's okay. But at this point, the game's taken down enough I can lift up everything up off the top. In fact, I should be plugging my iron in right about now too. Assembly to come off my bake light. I'm kind of like hoping, I don't know why I say this, but I kind of like hope that there's something in here broken so I can say, this is why we took it apart. This is the reason why we take it apart. This thing's in here really tight. Is there a nut on the backside? No. Do I need a different screwdriver? Probably. That one came out. Maybe I gotta put some more elbow grease into it. I'm kind of low on elbow grease. There we go. Try harder. Play better. Well, they're about the same. Sometimes these metal yoke connector thingies kind of go bad, but these appear solid. So far, nothing bad. I dropped a screw. These out. This is that one with the damaged pop bumper body, so maybe something's not lined up right. Looks fine to me. one's kind of greasy. I'm looking at that sleeve and it's a lot, there's a lot more dirt in there. Alright, let's get that iron going and we can take the wires off. I was at my buddy John, his son got a buck hunter pinball from his old man, and the ram kicker had an opto out, so I brought a little box full of tools there to help work on it. It lives like 2.5 blocks away, but then the what was it, the buck that goes across the playfield, there's a broken wire on the target switch, so we had to get that solder back on, things like that. So I've kind of got all my parts in a little box. I don't do home service calls anymore. Used to. So I had to make like a little goodie bag to bring by there. So we're going to let that warm up. I'm going to get myself a glass of water. So I just got a text from Dave. He's over at St. Paul Tap right now. Godzilla just came out. I mean, obviously this video is going to be aging on YouTube. So the Godzilla pinball machine just came out at St. Paul Tap. He was saying he got the number, what is it? 345 million on my first game of Godzilla LE at St. Pale Tap. His spell check goofed him up. I hate that. High score number 3. I'll forgive him on that because iPhone has really been hurting us in terms of spell check recently. You know what? I could really use a cup holder right now. And look, I just happen to have one sitting on the floor. If you can see it, because of the lighting, it's dark in here. Hey, I should turn that light back on. Why don't I do that? I almost need to put this on a game, and I got an Indiana Jones right here. I should put this on, but I don't have time for that. I got work to do. But let me get some light turned on in here. What's wrong with me? Working in the dark. And I've got a light up above, but this kind of helps. That helps a little bit, right? I don't really want to set my water on this Indiana Jones. I don't want to spill on the carpet. It's just water. I've had worse stuff spilled on this carpet before. Got to get hydrated for that soldering iron. Oh. Let's see. I suppose I don't really need solder because we're desoldering stuff. Let me grab my cutters here, or my needle nose. We're going to get those connections undone. Pull that wire out. Yep, let that cool off. That's right. This is for our light sockets, right? And then don't have to worry about burning any plastic spoons. And then right there. Alright, these are pretty obvious where they go, so I suppose I could just kind of intertwine them with the switches right here, but I don't want them to fall out of adjustment by doing that. But I think any loose wires right here is pretty obvious, so that it's for lighting. Got that out of there. This one's kind of stapled in. This one doesn't have a wire going to it, so somehow I got staples in the playfield, so I can't really sever the connection once it's hot. So I'm gonna pull the staples out. Then when it goes back in, the solder will hold it in. It's not like I got a bumper body that's gonna get in the way right here. If I can just pull it right out. There we go. That's loose. That one's got a wire. that's off. So now we can take the bumper bodies off if we want. Is there anything else we want to take apart while we're down here? We can take the flippers off because we got to rebuild the flippers. Remember, the bats are cracked too, so that's definitely another part we want to replace. I'm just kind of looking around real quick to see if there's anything I want to do with the iron, but I guess not. I'll think of something. Oops. Sorry. Let me unplug this. And then, what's next? Take this out. Set that right there. I want to work on that. Maybe I'll get like a little workbench. I want to work on that chime box because that's kind of that thing's a basket case, and I don't even think it was mounted. No, it's laying around here somewhere. I gotta find it. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Get those flippers apart. Those have aluminum flipper bats, I can see. I want to flip those coils around too so the vibration doesn't get all over the coil. So we're going to loosen that up there. Oh, is there a nut on the back? Oh, it's not a machine screw, it's a wood screw. How do you like that? Hopefully I can put a machine screw back in there. I might have to put a wood screw back in if the threads have been damaged. Or rethread it if I can. That's happened before. It doesn't surprise me. I'm going to set that right there so I know where it went. I think I might have another flipper bracket. Yeah, these stops need to be replaced. I think I have those in the kit. Aluminum. Oh, good, they come out easily. Look at that. That has seen some play. Yep, these are shot. Another aluminium, whatever. Wow. I wonder if a flipper coil fire happened because this one has a lot more damage than this one. That couldn't explain that entire burn. Maybe it could. Who knows? Interesting. Goes one bat. Let's look at that bat. This one for sure is broken. Yep, cracked right here. So that's got to be replaced. Goes in the garbage pile. screw, I thought. I don't see any place where a screw could have come from. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that slop right there. That's horrible. You can see all the wear and everything. I got 2 cameras pointed on here, so I can't tell what you can see and what you can't. But definitely thirsty for a flipper rebuild. Where'd I put the other one? I just had it here. Where did it go? Oh, it's still up there. Ooh, it's windy outside. This one's not as... Hey, this one's pretty good, so they probably rebuilt this one when there was a fire in it or something. And this bat's probably okay, but you know what? These things are so old. We replace them both. It would look really stupid just to replace one. So, we can take those let's take those brackets off and clean them, right? 'Cause it doesn't matter. It's just cosmetic, but it just kind of helps the whole effect. I gotta find a flipper kit for this too. I think I have one. I know my last pinball resource order, not to talk bad about them, but they did I think they screwed up one of my Gottlieb. My first generation Gottlieb kits, they accidentally sent me a 3rd one that kind of goes into from EM to solid state, so I gotta get that corrected. But I buy so many parts from them, and their order accuracy is really high as far as I'm concerned. So. That playfield is charred. We'll get in there with the camera so you can get a closer look. It's easy to tell left versus right. The right one's burnt a lot more. I'm looking at the camera to see. There, yeah, that's a good angle. We'll get you up closer here. I'm still thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Close. Look at that burn. So that could have been, who knows if that was the flipper coil that caused all that or not. I was thinking maybe, I got my money on either a contact cleaner or maybe that right flipper coil. Because I mean the one on the left here, that's just from probably heat. But the one on the right, that's more of a harsher burn. What do I know? Yeah, we'll get some stuff cleaned up. Maybe we'll go back to the top side of the playfield, get more parts cleaned up, and put her back together. I'm going to hit pause here and work on some stuff on this game off camera. And we'll come back in a little bit, but for you, it'll be instantaneous. Hey, look how those flipper plates just magically clean themselves up like that. Nice and shiny. I just realized I might not have had the camera pointed to the top or bottom, like, right now it's at the top of the playfield, but the lower part of the playfield. Lower as in bottom or lower by the flippers, right? Right now the playfield's up, so the top is the bottom. You see what I'm getting at here, my terminology. So if you look in the background, when I was on pause, carpet shampooer showed up at my house, so I got distracted and put that together. So that means me and my Phillips screwdriver wandered off for a little bit. And I also happened to find a Williams flipper rebuild kit for Blastoff 1967 through Laserball 1979. So let me look here. I think Superstar is in between, isn't it? Let's go to Google. Internet Pinball Database. COVID reminder. Yeah, I'm not working today. I have the day off. Superstar. That's the Williams version. 1970. I thought it was one word, not two. I guess it is two words. 1970, March of 72. So, yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, that really covers a big range of games. So, this is appropriate. And the good thing is I don't have to drive any rivets out, I don't think, because this has the link and the plunger. So, from that perspective, I don't have to worry about banging anything out of the pawls. I have to sneeze right now. Excuse me. Clear the building. COVID. It's the only thing it can be, right? Couldn't be anything else. Couldn't be allergies. Couldn't be the flu. It's got to be COVID. Mark me down for a statistic on the 5 o'clock news. Anyway, so here's my old springs. We got my hands full, and I need to find a work surface to do this. I guess it doesn't really matter. So this is the left one. Am I even standing in front of a camera? Of course not. Let me go in front of the camera. If you're here for a serious video, you're at the wrong spot. So this is the one that was really loose, right? So that's got to be the left one, and you just kind of line everything up and kind of see that's where the end is struck. Just listen to that. See, you shouldn't hear something that loud. So we need to take that little retainer clip out. It's not an E-clip. It's a, I don't know what you call it. I don't have to be right about the terms. I just have to fix it. Got that fancy washer bushing. This old Lincoln plunger. Now this I want to clean up, so maybe I'll go do that too. Be nice to have it cleaned up. So this is for the left, and this other one here is for the right. Can anybody even see what's going on? I don't know. Yeah, this one's relatively tight. That one was rebuilt more recently. So I'm going to set those appropriately. I'm sitting in the bottom of the cabinet so I know which one's which. It's not a big deal. I'd figure it out eventually, but it just saves time when you're getting frustrated. So I'm going to pick up the left one in my left hand and the right one in my right hand, and I'm going to go clean them up. And I'm going to hit pause. So that didn't take long. But now I'm holding them both in my left hand, so that's not good. But I think I remember the orientation. Right? Do I? Uh-oh. I think it shows this direction. Is that right? That has to be right. Yeah, what else can it be? Can't be this way. So it makes sense that this would go on this side and that would not fit on that side. No way. Alright. We got new bushings, so let's put some new bushings in too. Did I stop the pause? Is somebody calling me? Or somebody's texting me? Yep. Oh. Let's make sure we get the right kind. Sometimes these were different. Yeah, look how dirty they are. I had one, I was working on a Bally and the links were different. Yeah, the thickness of the plastic where the screws go are different, but I don't think that's going to matter in this case. I just want to make sure. I think we'll be fine. Just got to make sure the right stuff goes in the right direction. And they put some little angles right here too, so you can't put it into the playfield. I dropped a washer. Oh. Gotta get that iron plugged in again. I gotta do into stroke switches. 3 messages. Got that there. New switch. Very long blades on the originals. Yep. Really windy outside today. Maybe you can even hear it. I need a smaller, no, I don't need a smaller flat. So orientation is just like that. He doesn't even see what I'm doing, I guess so. I just assume, I mean, I got some people that are watching these videos, but I mean, if you actually sit here and watch this from complete beginning to end, I don't know. Let me know. I'll try more harder to entertain people more if they're actually watching all the way through here. But I got the cameras, I got the computer, I got the YouTube account. I'm not an e-beggar, so I don't care if you subscribe or not. I don't care about making money on that. Used to have a YouTube channel, Eric's Pinball. Several thousand subscribers, and I deleted the channel because I didn't think I needed it anymore. And that's looking good. Don't go looking for that channel because it doesn't exist anymore. So at this point, we can solder those new wires on. I suppose I could put it back on and solder. I think I can get in there with the iron just fine. Back to Phillips. Got to adjust those switches, very important. Oh yeah, I can get those switches. Let me do the other one as long as we're doing switches. I was going to do the entire flipper on the left and then do the right one, but that bracket looks a little bit bent too. flat. Feels like it's a different height, but that's not possible. That one started easier than the other side. This whole switch stack is falling apart. That's such a small deal, such a small problem. I just like to exaggerate a little bit. I can figure out which way it's got to go. It's got to go like that, right? But now I got a piece of Bakelite on the loose. That's not that hard to figure out. Maybe I've never really explained. I mean, this is a flipper rebuild kit, but they include these switches because there's a lot of voltage that goes through here, and over time the connections kind of dwindle. And replacing the switches, and they're expensive, but it helps get extra power to the flipper. You can sit there with 400 grit sandpaper and repair them, but it's just easier to replace them. More reliable too. Oh, there goes another piece of Bakelite. Hey, I'll have a little fun digging all those pieces out. We still have to drop the entire bottom of the cabinet out, too. I'm starting a little pile of garbage down there. You can't even see it. And Phillips. Back to Phillips. Come on, get in there. There you go. It's back on. We gotta get that bushing in there too. I was gonna do the other side. Oh, my back. I gotta roll. I use like a little roller on my back to help my muscles and adjust. I feel like I want to go do that right now for a quick second. It'll help stretching my arms. Alright, let me get my iron plugged in. Look at the back of my head real quick. Oops. Iron is off. Let's get it on. Hopefully no plumber's crack there. My apologies if there was one. Holy crap, I got like all these little pop-up notifications. Alright, what do we want to talk about while the iron heats up? Not much. Let's put some flipper sleeves in. We're going to put them in backwards now because the flipper coil is going to go the other direction. So, oops. We're going to go like that. And like that. We got our coil stops that are here too. We can ooh and ah at the brand new ones. Some new new E-clips too. How do you like that? Those don't really go bad, but we got new ones. Why not? And we've got new hardware, so we can hopefully eliminate that wood screw. So we'll get this on here. That washer back on there. We can use the new E-clip, I suppose. It doesn't really matter. That for the left and for the right. There it is. Found it. I got that. Got to put our washer on. Those are the new springs, right? Yeah, the old ones are over there. New clamp, clip. Alright, let's put the new ones on. Nice and hot. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear it with two microphones, but a little solder like went all the way over on the playfield glass over there. And then I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Get those wires going. Let's see if we can reroute them a little bit since we're going a different direction. Should be able to use the same wire. It's too thick. I mean, the wire. Let me terminate and get fresh wire so I can put it all the way through. I was hoping I could get away with getting that little blob thing. Now, maybe I could here. See if I can be lazy and not look around for stuff. kind of melt it and push those wires together. Maybe get some of that solder off there. That might work. Head for the hole. Almost, almost, almost. Bet you I can do it. I'm just having fun. Kind of got it in there. Get in there. Gotcha. I'm quitting mousing around all of a sudden, incidentally. This one should just go right in. Yep. Lincoln plunger and Paul and spring. And away we go. Those new wires will hold on just fine. Get our brand new coil stop. That's going to feel good to have that in there. And hopefully that machine screw is going to mesh well with the wood screw that used to occupy that screw hole. Let's see what happens. It's grabbing. The holes don't seem to line up as well as they should have. So that's a little bit concerning, but maybe we're okay. We're okay. That one's definitely in there pretty tight, so I don't think it's going anywhere. So that goes like that and like that. Oh yeah. Let's grab our new flipper bat, just to have it stay put so the Lincoln plunger doesn't like do the crappy flop and fall out. I'm just gonna. It's right here. Don't worry. It's right here. Look at that, new flipper bats. Check that out. We're just going to drop them in there so they hold. Just while we're moving things around. Loosen those up. Really? There we go. Okay. I thought they were coming in a little bit short. Tighten that down just a little bit, just finger tight, just so everything kind of stays there. Yeah, not even close to being adjusted, but we'll adjust that later. Okay, aside from adjusting the bat, that flipper's rebuilt. Okay, good. My camera's not pointing out of the way. All right, we got to solder that one on next. Yeah, you can see the old switch contact there. Into the garbage pile. Closing my eyes, I don't want solder in my face or in my eyes. That would hurt. Ooh, I could feel it bounce off my hand, but it went somewhere else. Right there. So yeah, all those strands of wire are kind of spread out, so they're not going to fit in the new switch. Unless I collapse them by doing this or something. Or I can just cut and re-terminate. That should fit. So, let's see, we're going to reroute. Like that. So we'll bring these wires through this direction. Remember why we're rerouting? That way all these lugs aren't right here where it takes all the shock from the flipper plunger. Like that one there. Let's see if this one goes in here. Make sure these wires are nice and snug. Get in there. Nice, got them both. That one's a little bit sharp. New solder going in. Don't need much. That doesn't look good. I don't like that. That looks horrible. I think I got my cutters around here. Let's get a better connection first, then we'll fix that. Can you guys see what's going on there? I just got way too much exposed wire. I splashed on that switch stack. That's not good. Wire's kind of corroded, so it's not grabbing. There it goes. That's better. That looks great. Same problem. This one's not as fun as the other one. Gotta get it right. Ooh, don't want to melt that insulation. I think that's got it. Can't tell. Yep, that's on. So, Lincoln plunger and spring. Got all that extra hardware there. What's that for? That's something, not a flipper. I think, oh, that's for my pop bumper stuff. Got that there. Throw this on right here. Get out of the way right there, wire. coil stop. I'm using the screws from the pop bumpers, but I got extra hardware. Get that on there first. Something seems wrong. Oh, it's not really. Aha, I was right. That is higher. That is mounted higher. Or maybe, see that? That screw is rubbing into the stroke blade. I almost got to trim. That's not even responding at all. I wonder if that was relocated. No, they seem to be about the right length. Something's going on here. You can see that one's not opening at all. That one's opening appropriately, but that screw's getting in the way. What's funny on my game is I have the same problem. I have a nice heavy-duty wire cutter, so I'm going to cut that switch down so it doesn't rub into the screws like that. Maybe you can take a closer look with me. See that? Oh, that switch just, see how it grabs onto that? This is wrong. That should be shorter, but it is opening appropriately. This one over here, you know, plug that in. I wonder it smells like a campfire in here. Just kidding. That one's not opening at all, so it has to be, they both have to be adjusted, and that's easier said than done. Actually, it is just as easy done as said. We're going to unplug that iron. Mount you back right here. And we can work on the top part. Let's work on the top part of the pop bumpers a little bit. I kind of want to get away from the flippers for a bit, but we'll get those adjusted. But largely the flippers are rebuilt, so I'm happy about that. We got some good progress in today. Oh good, I'm not still on pause. Set that there, get my screwdriver out of the way. I'll put the playfield down. I'll hit pause for a second because I don't really have a good place to set the camera and you don't want to get nauseous by staring at it. Alright, looks like we have some cameras to adjust, that's fine. Yeah, you can see these flipper bats are just here to hold all the stuff together. So I'm excited to get this playfield cleaned up. I'm going to mount this right here. Get that on the playfield. Suppose we go a little bit closer to the pops, right? Since we're going to be hanging out there for a little bit next. Tomorrow I'm going to get some supplies for those pop bumpers. What I'll probably do is work on these pops here right now and then kind of call it good for today. And then we'll finish up with the pops tomorrow in a new video maybe. I don't know. I'll probably shop it out a little bit more too today. I gotta get plenty of time on here. Little playfield overview. That's blurry, isn't it? Alright. Screwdriver's in my pocket. I'm gonna check my phone, see what's going on with everybody. Everyone's going out to play Godzilla. The new Pinball that just came out. But I don't know. I can't get excited. I just can't get excited for new games anymore. Frankly, I'd rather hang out here, work on a Superstar, and get this thing all cleaned up and working than go at a loud, noisy bar on a Friday and stand around and wait while everybody plays a new game, and there's probably a line of people. I don't know. Cool. Frankly, I'd rather play a exciting game of Space Mission or 8-Ball Deluxe or Big Guns or even one of these Superstars. I don't know. I like the new games, but you really got to get into it. I don't know. Let's get some Crazy Clean on this thing. We'll go find a bottle of that wherever that is. Alright, so I might be trying something here. These bottles of Crazy Clean, since I've been using them, I noticed that the nozzles kind of get all stopped up and it doesn't flow out as much as well. So let's see how... Yeah, well, this one's kind of cold. Actually, you know what, let me do this anyway. I guess these nozzles have some problems with them, or they get kind of stopped up, so I'm going to go run some really hot water on this nozzle and see what that does. But the bottle is kind of cold because it's been in the garage. It's not that cold out, is it? Alright, I got another can here just in case. It's relatively new, so we'll see what happens here. This one's pretty much new. Oh, somebody's calling me. Why does somebody have to call me right now? It's probably either John or Dave is my guess, and it's John. Hey, what's going on? Just working on Superstar. Alright, he's gonna go getting a game plan going for picking up those games. He's going to call me back here in a minute, so I'll probably... I don't think I'll pause the video again, but we'll see if this nozzle here got cleaned up or not, or what the deal is. Let's see. Yeah, that's about par for the course from what it used to be, so that's just how it goes. It's like a bad can of whipped cream. This nozzle here seems to work great. Like that. So... you got that on there. This stuff you want to pull it right off as soon as it goes down. You think you'd want it to soak in, but I guess that's not how it works. I'm not really trying to get the dirt off. I'm just trying to get it. Well, I shouldn't say trying to get the dirt out of here. I'm just trying to prep it for putting the Mylar down. Just going to see what the diameter is. I was going to go look at my game, but it's kind of all stacked in a pile. Too. Get that cleaned up. Those other posts are going to have to come apart too to be cleaned. Now let's see what the diameter is. I'll take a picture of it. I know where my caliper is. Let's see what we maybe 3.5, 3.5 inches maybe. 3 inches probably. No, 3 inches is, no, 3.4. Looks like 3.4. 3.37. It's kind of getting in the way here. Yeah, 3.4. So it needs a circle cutter. Alright, I already ate. I'm getting hungry again, so I'm going to go do that. And I think at this point in the game where everything, not get it, at this point in the game, literally, I'll probably do a little bit more maybe leisurely cleaning. I'm not going to yak at you too much. But what are we? We're a good healthy hour. So I think at this point I'll probably start up another video when we get the Mylar going. So yeah, I'm going to hit pause, or not pause, but I'm going to hit stop. And we'll call this a video. And we'll probably see you tomorrow.